Eikan Cross coming out. Let's take a quick look at what we're going to be using for a resource. Looks like this Game 8 JP Eikan 9 looks like it's going to be a pretty good resource to take care of everything. So let's just kind of look through what they've got so far. Game comes out tomorrow, making this video the day the game was supposed to come out, but then we had nice little server maintenance, of course. Very cool for the first day, off to a hot start. But obviously, you get the link out in the description. Also, join the Discord. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about that, so we'll put that Discord link in there for MLB Power Pros. Got their Power Pros, but do have all the Acon shit in there as well. And then now for this mobile game, it'll be in like the other Power Pros game section or whatever. What do they got? So I don't know if you're new to Acon or new to Power Pros or Power Puros, blah blah blah, but I've played a lot of regular Acon in the Japanese version of the game. I don't speak any Japanese, so it's kind of you pick it up as you go and you learn different ways. And I've been able to maximize teams pretty well in the past in that. I haven't really played the gacha game, but we'll kind of see from there. One big thing about whenever you start a Acon is you want to start with a good team. So in this game, you start with the in-game Power Pros players, but they're like gacha characters. So we'll see how this kind of goes with that. So like in the other game, you kind of roll for a genius or a good OB pitcher, so like a pass pitcher. Start with them because then your team starts off really good, and playing well in the game makes you do well as in the sim and stuff, and then you get more rewards. So just starting fast is like a really good way to go. So you can already see on this website they're talking about re-rolling to basically re-roll the gacha in this case, which is pretty common I think for gacha games anyway. So they kind of have looks like a bunch of different stuff. We'll look at this one. Again, this is the game's not even technically out yet, so we'll see what they really have. But let's look at the reroll ranking first for now, and then we'll kind of jump around a bunch of different stuff. Again, this is a Japanese website, but if you are on just Google, you can just right click, translate to English, and then it should from then on, if you always check that, it'll always translate. So this is kind of like good enough. You can kind of get the gist of what they're saying, but go from there. So again, they're kind of they're basing a lot of this based on the actual mainline game and regular Acon. So we'll see. They're gonna basically be updating this as you go, but this is what the website I use a lot for Power Pros or Power Puros, the Japanese version, because otherwise you don't know what the hell's going on. So looks like Akari, Mamoru Akari is the SS tier. So that's the best player, and then I think this is meant to be a manager. So you get also these managers. Again, I don't know really yet how impactful the managers will be, but you definitely want good pitchers. They kind of carry the shit out of your Acon team early. Because otherwise, if you don't get a good pitcher like this, you're going to have to start some really shitty pitcher that they just give you. So it's always good to start with a good pitcher. They have a couple of good hitters here in the S tier. Saiga, and I think that translation's a little bit off, but it's like fuck you Mizu or some shit. Something like that. That's what I call him. No, that's the pitcher then. This guy stepped in like that. It's got FU in there. Who knows? Aoba, pitcher from WBSC game. That's pretty dirty. Looks like Ann. Kodaka. A bunch of hitters here in the A tier. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess that re-rolling and starting with this is just going to give you the best chance. I don't know how shitty it's going to be to try to get him in the re-roll. But if I had to guess, the best thing to do is just restart and start with him. So we'll see going from there. Nothing too important here. But they're saying go for end of the rerolls, get one player and manager with a rating of S to SS rank. So that's saying it's basically this start to do that. And then they're kind of going through the players that they recommend rerolling, I guess. So if you get any of these, they want at least, it sounds like based on this, they're recommending you start with either Akari or one of these hitters at least, plus one of these managers. Again, you can get lucky and do well without a good player right away, but chances are you're going to suck early on without it. Oh boy, got a lot of shit in there. So this is saying how to reroll. Alright, skip the tutorial, draw the 10 scouts for free, you get 1,500 power diamonds, or whatever the currency is, I guess. And then reroll, try to get Akari, and then give up, I guess. And then that's saying how to reset it. So you basically restart, and then just keep doing this until you get the good people, I guess. And then this is like people actually putting it in, but what are you going to roll with? Sounds like most people are going for Akari, and then some other people put other shit in here, but that's all they really had in there for now. And then I think all these I looked at quickly was just people like shitting on the game. Eikan 9 Maintenance Road instead of Crossroads. Pretty funny. Let's look at this one. I don't know what I opened here. This is the training tips, I guess. So this is like general Eikan stuff, and if you want like full playthrough, I've done like the Cash Money High Eikan playthrough where I started a new school, so it's going to be a lot of similar stuff like that. So I definitely just recommend that. There's way too many stuff to go on, and then also again go to the Discord. There's good guides in there as well. But this is pretty much general just step one. You always want to raise your ground level as fast as possible. I don't know how it's going to work in this game, but this is basically like kind of like just think of it like an XP multiplier. I think like level 99 is like times 1.5 or something, and level 1 just says times 1. But you want to get this ground level up as fast as possible, and the way you can typically do that is by purchasing these equipment items, which also like gives you more experience when you get a card that advances the turn. Yeah, I think this is basically only based on the main game yet. This isn't really updated for the mobile stuff. But you just want to always make sure you have a so with the high school baseball works for Japan, that you only get 3 years of playing, so you can kind of tell, oh, when this third year graduates, do I have a person to fill in at this position next year? So you kind of want to manage that and make sure you have people like ready to back up and start the next year and things like that. You don't want to all of a sudden have no shortstops to go into a game and be like, oh shit, but things like that. So this is kind of how the schedule advances. If you're new to Eikan, you get all these cards that have like different XP effects. Like this is a fielding icon. You're gonna get like a lot of fielding experience. And then you kind of land on the tiles. Blue is good, red is bad, yellow is practice boost, green restores like recovery, and then like all you have like past players that graduate from your school can all have different effects. So like this is now a player, like someone that's been drafted, so they're playing. And they can give you like a bunch of different boosts and things like that. So this is again telling you all of these different types of cards, like what they give you for different experience points. You get experience points from playing in games. So they're saying watching idols or watching practice games. These are like two of the best ways to get experience points. So here you have this watching practice game thing. It basically like doubles your, I don't know if it's double, but gives you your next 2 turns like a shit ton of extra experience. And then kind of same thing for the idols, they can give big effects as well. And then in the main game, there are certain squares that like have like basically bonus stuff that you wouldn't really be able to tell. So they're saying like here's some blue ones, but the ones you know of for sure are like if it's a leap year, you always want to try and land on the leap year day. Fun fact: wife is pregnant right now. Due date is 2/29. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. And then Christmas Eve is always a big one. And the other big one to get you can get ability books, so books that give like a guaranteed ability if you give them to that guy. If you make Koshian tournament, which you have to win out in your like summer first tournament, which ends in like late July or whatever. The day after the drawing for where you're gonna bracket up, that's gonna be your chance to get a gold book. It's like a 10% chance if you land on that square. So you can follow this and look at there. Like it's a lot of stuff, so I'll try to just kind of go faster through it. Like this is definitely based on the old shit, so we'll just kind of go to the next one here. Summary for this is just like a survey shit. Let's go back up top, see if there's anything else up here. So reroll ranking, how to reroll, we'll click that, just make sure there wasn't anything else besides that quick little summary there. Yeah, just looks like this. It's saying about a 2% chance for the PSR, so I mean that's like you should see the odds in what I used to do for rolling for geniuses in like Power Pros '07. I think it's like 1 in 1,000 for that, and I just roll. It's taken me like anywhere from 10 minutes to 10 hours rolling for a genius and that shit. So 2% is not too bad, I feel like, especially if you get multiple draws. But I don't know what that really is saying. It's probably just gross translation, but character. And they have recommended like prefectures and solo look, but I don't think it matters too much. These are all like the players that are in the game right now, I guess. A bunch of G's. Look at all these G's. These are all the PSRs, I guess. I'm sure they'll add like more and more players, so whatever's the meta early on won't be the meta by the end. But again, I think this website like eventually will be up to date way more. This is gonna be the what scares the land on you. So again, if you're brand new to Eikan, definitely check out either the Discord. There's pretty good guides in there. We also have my playlist for the Cash Money High team. You kind of see I did my entire 3-year run for that. And then I think M.Frisk Power Pros or JP Power Pros or whatever is got some playlists as well that are pretty good. So any of those are good. And then I think this is again mainline. We'll see how it is in the other game, but it's just saying like when you're starting off, your team is dog shit. So they recommend going to a school with all this. This is like definitely based on the main game because I don't even think you have the past alumni anymore. So in the mainline game, like Otani, if you go to 2010 Iwate, you can start with Otani. But in this game, I don't think they have past OBs. It's only those Power Pro characters like Ikari and all that. So right now, nothing too much on this website, but they do quickly already have that tier list for the reroll ranking. So if you want to get off to a good start, definitely recommend rerolling. I know I will be. Alright, I'll leave it there for now. We'll hopefully get a good video tomorrow if they actually fix the service. So we'll go from there. Thanks everyone for watching. Peace.